Molusaka, you have to Tamanga. Whatever your hustle is, you have to add that little push just so you can come out on top, which means your energy tank always has to be full. Dream Bites is there to refill your stomachs with affordable and delicious meals. We have traditional cuisines like beef goulash, quick grabs like chicken pies, and Dream Bite combos for as low as 40 kwacha. Whatever you do, don't forget to try out our Dream Sub. It's the thing of dreams. So come on through to Dream Bite, located in Long Acres at Hope Media House next to Engine Filling Station. Dream Bite. Taste your dream.
This is an Avocado Media presentation.
1, 2, 3, 4. We clearly didn't rehearse this. Back in the building, Kofi and Beans.
2022, we're out here doing things.
We're gonna do our best, but also do our worst.
But obviously, we're not starting off very well.
This is all that matters. There were bars to be done. Such a soothing voice.
Really?
Does anyone ever tell you that?
No.
You have such a soothing voice.
Thank you.
It's a cute little soothing voice and a soothing voice time. Mm-hmm. You sound like you could navigate me. You could be like, do you want to try a little bit of the news?
What news?
At least.
Like, should I find a news piece and like read?
No, just speak off like at least 19 people in Burkina Faso. People are dying in Burkina Faso.
About 19 people in Burkina Faso have been found tied up.
Yeah, I love that you didn't kill them.
No, because I was thinking about it, but like,
did you tie them up?
So much of that.
Because you have like a fetish for tying up.
I mean,
oh, saucy things, saucy things.
Hi, God. Hi, B.
What's going on?
Oh, you know,
Several
trying to
things.
get by.
Apparently.
As usual.
I'm proud of you. I know your attempts.
I'm same to you because I know you also been trying to get by.
I mean, doing my best.
Truly, which is all we can do, especially after the week we've all had. So
I genuinely have had a really crap week.
I feel like most of us have. It's been a heavy week.
It has been a heavy week.
It's been a very, very heavy week.
It genuinely has, actually. I don't want to give context to it.
I've had a great week.
Tick has had a fantastic week, so I guess it's just us.
I don't know who that is. I just heard a random voice in the background. Yeah, so we have ghosts in the studio.
I don't like how you guys turn me into Casper every episode.
Again. Just a random. I'm so sorry. I apologize to everyone who's listening. We have a very. I know I pay like rent for geckos and rats, which I feel will be the title of my autobiography of geckos.
I pay rent for geckos and rats.
Yes,
dope. That sounds like a fun biography.
We happen to have a ghost in addition to the geckos and rats. There's a ghost in the back.
What's that?
Could be.
What's that ghost called?
Oh, I really want a ghost with like a normal, sizable approach. Jonathan. The ghost name is Jonathan.
Ayo, Jonathan.
And Mavuto. There's a ghost named Mavuto and a ghost named Jonathan.
Is this two different ghosts? Or the ghost sometimes is Jonathan, sometimes is Mavuto. Is it Jonathan Mavuto Banda?
I feel like the ghost is multifaceted.
Okay,
but yes,
cool.
You're correct.
I just needed to clarify because, hey, you know. Yeah.
Riky Rick is dead.
I don't have the bandwidth.
What is that about?
I don't have the bandwidth.
I never thought that there'd be a situation in which I'm having to celebrate the life of and pursue the legacy of someone who dies at such a tender age.
And you see, he is, because in my head, he is gone, like definitely, but not completely. In my head, he's kind of still here with us. And he was such a I wasn't the biggest like fan of his music. I would be lying if I said that I was, and I followed everything. But I was a fan of how he supported especially young local art and artists. That I think every artist with a platform should do. He did that. He was a very fashionable dude. I remember the whole Riky Rick challenge with the mask and the suit. That was hilarious and dope at the same time. So, I enjoyed that. I loved his energy also. Just like following him on social media was kind of fun. But yeah, also he had the cutest feet. I know this is so random.
Do you like feet? It's fine.
I like adorable feet and hands. This is like a thing for me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like a deal breaker for me actually with relationships.
If
I don't like your hands and your feet, shame. But yeah, anyway.
So what I call the legislation.
Yeah. Yes.
Legislation. This is the pan of the day. I'm embarrassed.
This is the pan of the day.
No, I mean, look, if his toes were throwing gang signs vibe.
They weren't even throwing gang signs. Those things were perfect.
Oh, really?
But yeah, he knew how to, the manicure was, niggas shy away from the manicure.
Yeah.
Go get that manicure.
I know very little about him. I really, this is the thing. It's very similar to what happened with Nipsey Hussle, which is I only came into his art and his legacy once he passed on. But for me, what was so chilling, I think, is that I saw he had tweeted something bare hours before he passed, before he took his own life, and I'm just like, geez, is this should we now take? And the thing is, I naturally have a tendency to take everyone's social media post pretty seriously and inbox them and be like, yo. You okay?
No, because I think there's a level of freedom that social media, as far as, we all know everyone's watching with social media, but there's also a level of freedom in a sense that you can almost say almost anything that you want to say. And when someone posts things like, for example, what Riky Rick posted before his very unfortunate demise, it makes you wonder,
Because I post some depressive, it looks like it's a joke, but sometimes it's very depressive stuff. And now I'm just wondering, should everyone take this with the right measure and just think it has the pure density of emotion that it could possibly have?
I mean, fair. There's no way for us whoever's reading whatever it is that you tweet or post on your Instagram or post on your Facebook. There's no way for us to know what you mean or the weight of whatever it is that you're posting. I think it's just a reminder for everyone to check in on their quote unquote strong friends, because we all have those friends that are constantly happy and constantly smiling, and I have a lot of those. But I think with people like that, you never know what's going on in their lives, and it's very easy for them to mask what it is that they're going through. And then the next day something happens, you're like, oh my gosh, I just had coffee with him the other day, he seemed fine, we were talking about da 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 da. But were you talking, or were you really checking in on your friend and asking them what is going on? I think we all need to get into the habit of really talking, not surface talking where it's just oh, how's home, how's da da da, but asking really what is going on in your life, what is bothering you,
what's eating at you,
what's eating at you, what do you think, if this thing could change, could make your life better? Just genuinely, deeply checking on your friends, because I think obviously we all go through things, and it's very easy at the moment, especially because COVID happened and everyone's kind of behind on their goals and their targets and things, and we're all kind of trying to focus on ourselves, and it's very easy to not see when your friend is not okay, because you're trying to focus on you, and that's fair, but like the saying goes, it takes a village, and I think we are the village at this point. We're grown enough to be the village, and we should check in on our friends and make sure that they're good as much as we are, and kind of hold each other's hands through it doesn't mean, you have to sort out your friend's problems. It's just kind of reminding your friend that they're loved and they're valued, and whatever happens, you're there for them.
They're not alone.
Exactly. I think that matters a lot more than because we won't be able to help solve each other's problems all the time. But I think the reminder that someone is there is a lot. It's enough.
When this happened, I was really sort of cautious, uncomfortable, hyper aware of the option of how this is such a buzzword, because it all sort of goes back to like mental health and stuff. But like, he seemed to be someone who had such an emotional awareness and gave things in his, I don't know if it's in his art, because I wasn't intimate before it. I won't be insincere and say that I was and I loved him or whatever. Same. But like, I knew him. I knew of him, and he would, spear up, because South Africa has such a real presence in Zambia and probably the continent over. By the way, you need to like I'm a piano. That's like a deal breaker if you don't. But like basically that's how it was, and for it to have gone the way that it did was so. It was very chilling.
I think the thing that makes me the saddest is, like, even just outside of his situation, knowing that someone would feel like that is the only way that they can get out of a situation.
Yeah.
It's just, even when you don't feel loved and you don't feel cared for, there's always people that love and care for you, regardless of what it is that you're going through.
My favorite thing that I've ever learned about this type of like matter, and this is probably going to be my last sentence on this, is Joan Rivers, who we all know as like that plastic surgeon, enthusiast, comedian or comic or whatever. She once said, and I use it a lot, and it will come back in the future as well, is she said, people usually say about, people who want to take their own lives, it gets better. And she said it's a lie. It doesn't get better. You get better. And my addition to that is that you just have to stay alive long enough to see yourself become better.
Yeah.
So that's my shit. Because, your bullies get bigger and life gets harder.
As usual. Like my mom told me once, like life is just a bigger high school playground. Like literally.
It's true.
And
the bullies take up different forms.
Different, very, very different forms.
That's a sub to Russia.
Bro.
My G. Yo, the news has been like popping. This isn't a political show.
No, it isn't.
But it has to be. Like, the circus cannot be ignored. To everyone who we beloved and care about, Ukraine, we're rooting for you, and it's just
absolutely and completely, because what the hell just happened? Can you imagine waking up to the sound of like a siren? That is mad.
And the thing is, you like don't expect this to be like the truth, but like the thing
especially in this day and age, guys, I thought we were past this whole, bombs and like airstrikes and stuff. We are in 2022 and we have a whole president that feels that he has the rights because of listen.
Like war is so 2002. Like it's so out
war
of
is so 1967.
It's so out of vogue, and it's just like war is out of vogue. It genuinely is out of fashion.
One of the things that I actually, growing up, I always wondered why war was a thing. And let me tell you why I always wondered why war was a thing. Because listen, it's usually two leaders of two different countries or spaces, whatever,
doing a dick size measurement.
Truly, but then putting their citizens and their people at risk. Why don't we get those two leaders and put them in a fucking ring?
I would love
Let them box it out.
I'd love
like,
that.
why are you making the rest of us suffer because you two can't agree on some shit?
Putin versus, I don't know what his name is.
Zelensky.
I don't know the Ukrainian
Zelensky,
guy.
I think.
Zelensky.
Zelensky, there we go.
Vladimir
Zelensky. I was close.
Zelensky.
No, it's not. Is it Vladimir?
Yeah, it's the beef of the Vlads.
Oh!
It's a Vlad beef.
Which name am I remembering? Does he have a middle name?
I'm not sure if you know him as Anthony or something. But his name is
No,
Vladimir.
I'm thinking of a different name, but I don't want to say it because I'm afraid I'll butcher it.
Our neighborhood studio ghost is incredibly not.
I wanted to ask you guys while you're recording. Do you guys feel any way about watching Europe the way that Europe usually watches us?
Ooh.
That's a beautiful question.
So I saw something today where the Turkish president was saying, "Oh no, these are all Europeans because they're going to have to, because refugees is what's going to have to happen now." Mm-hmm. And yeah,
5 million, by the way.
Yeah, refugees
The
is
number
what's
is 5 million estimated refugees in Europe.
Refugees is what's going to have to
Which
happen.
is insane.
That's a huge number in 2022. Guys.
Exactly.
And he was saying, the Europeans are Europeans and they're going to come and they're skilled workers and they're smart people, which essentially was very white. There was a cadence to the statement that I read that felt a bit classist, felt a bit elitist, felt a bit rude, because suddenly you're looking at people because of the qualifications that they're able to provide for you when they come into your country. My thing is that, and I've always said my favorite thing about the George Floyd, because you remember the George Floyd situation? Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about it is I remember being in that whole situation, because Twitter, it took over Twitter. There are phases of Twitter that, because it's my most active app, social media app, where we had situations where I think the time that Uyindlele, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, South African girl who went to the post office and ended up being hit over the head with a measuring thing.
I don't remember her name, but I most definitely remember the story.
And she was assaulted and killed. Mm-hmm. And then you have situations like George Floyd. Those are situations in my life, and similar with Euphoria, I guess, where it overcomes your entire TL. Mm-hmm. And I felt as though there's a way that you could see all this war coming into play right now, and it usurped every content of your TL, and you had to make a situation, an idea where you make things better for the people who are there, and people aren't doing that. And it's sort of also my favorite thing about the George Floyd situation was where people were. It happened around. I remember that entire 2-week period. There was also happened to be a situation where there was a man who was walking in a park watching birds, which is hella Caucasian. But he found a white woman who was walking her dog, and she wanted to call the police on him. And they were like, "Oh, he's this laureate. He's been to Yale or whatever." And George Floyd had, I think, a sex tape or had done some porn that became very trending on Pornhub. And they were just we don't care if he did what. We don't care if he had a fake dollar bill or whatever the hell. The point is, this was a human person who was taught in an inhumane way.
Which was
and
right.
This is what I didn't like about the Turkish statement, because it was very much, these are really qualified people who are willing to welcome into our arms in our country. It doesn't matter.
It should be the fact that they're human and they deserve a peaceful.
As the Instagram real videos goes and says, every day you wake up and you get a chance and a choice, and everyone is deserving of those things. So I'm really heartbroken and sad to think and see and feel anyone in Ukraine who has been robbed of that chance and a choice because all you have is war.
Truly, we should all be waking up and praying for these people, because as Zambians, we're so blessed to have the peace that has lasted for this long. Sure, there have been disruptions. Cough, cough, 1996. Was it 1996?
I don't know why I went with that far, because luckily, just a year ago, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm thinking I'm thinking coup d'etat.
83.
Is that Captain Solo type?
Captain Solo type vibes. But we have been blessed with this like very beautiful umbrella, whole hugging human peace type thing. You know,
we're not gonna do that.
No, I'd like to ask you guys a question.
We're not taking.
Sure.
Excuse me.
It's a question. You take questions.
We
no,
we don't.
I think he's telling us. He ain't asking.
A caller has come in. Has called. Has not called. Has actually
ring,
come.
ring, ring.
And all that
hello.
stuff.
This is
So
the
this thing
Coffee
that
and
we
Beans show.
This thing that
Caller,
we
what is your
perceive-
question?
My question is this thing that we perceive as Zambian peace, like our peaceful nature, the thing we celebrate every day. Zambia is a peaceful land. Nothing goes wrong here, right? Do you ever feel like it's just a result of like continued cowardice?
No, facts. Yes, I do. Actually, I'm not even gonna. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but like low key, we are just.
I don't think it's cowardice.
I think it
I
is.
think it's,
to a degree in some spaces.
It's the hypnosis. It's the humility hypnosis, which is that
I think
if you are quiet and you're humble, then that makes you a greater person. Is the thing in Zambia is generally not to pursue wealth. That's honestly.
No. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are
I'm
you?
talking about peace,
In a
right?
sense
What we
it
view
is.
as peace, right?
Yes.
Being people not being willing to like light shit up, right? And I would like to follow up that with this. The tribes that settled in Zambia, that started Zambia, were tribes that ran away from war,
Oh, I don't like that sentence.
right?
no, but it's facts.
So in your,
I don't know
would like
these
to ask you,
facts.
do you think in your genes
That there's a
there's
bitch nigga.
niggery?
Oh my god.
I actually don't know whether that is like genetic.
It could be. Everything is.
It is.
I
Do you
don't know. I
ever
don't
since
know
someone
whether
told
that's-
me,
I
ever
don't-
since someone told me that your kinks are inherited, it's fucked me up. That has messed me up.
That's why I wanted to ask you
That
guys.
your what?
Like, do you think
your
this?
kinks that you want to be choked and to
Okay,
be
let's not do
disrespect-
that.
Okay,
This
fine.
is not the podcast for that.
This is
not
true
the
secretion.
episode for that.
Listen, that you want to dear listener, that you want your mouth to be spat on and for you to be disrespected and for someone to not to smash you like you don't matter, to smithereens. That is
I'm
apparently
just gonna-
something that is true. That apparently, I know. I really, this is a real study. Is apparently those kinks are like inherited, and I was so horrified. I was like, "Who are your grandparents?"
Bro.
Hambuya.
You're giving me way too much to think about.
No, I don't.
Back
I
to
don't
your
think
question.
It's not cowardice. I think it's. My thing is that sometimes you find a very perfect formula, and then that is what is given to you.
But
I
all-
think the perfect formula that was involved here was telling Zambian people, especially like the colonialists, I believe, I feel, told people or spotted. It's potential that they spotted, because from what you're saying, because I haven't also seen a type of reject. There's a way that I also see certain places. God knows I love them. It's the only other country I've ever been to. But that's, with South Africans, there's a way that they've harnessed their rage from apartheid in that they've manifested it in the world today. Because there's no way that your femicide and your hijacking can be that high without you having some grief or anger behind it. And this is how I know, because I think we have grief and we have anger behind us, but there's a way that we've manifested it that is different. There's a way that even in the suppression of the types of cases, because I don't think we don't have femicide and we don't have like abuses here, but we don't handle those the same way. And I think those things are all functionalities of the systems that were in place in our freedom fightings. For apartheid, it's very much was a deep segregation that South Africans sort of had to bear the brunt of in a very different way and form to us. Our Cha-Cha-Cha soldiers and crusaders were different from how those were, because it's like we had them and the Simon Mantakapwepwe sort of did what they needed to do and got the roads named after them and got their plots and got their like bank and their, whatever the hell else they did, and then they sort of handled it, had the way to move on with them. For them on the other side, I don't know if the controls remain the same, because we also have really messed up controls, but there's a certain way that SA specifically has a grief. Guys, I honestly, like, I know like it's wild here. It's wild, but guys, and I know like, because I was just said this past week that like amoxi when fan-backed is the backbone of the health system in Zambia. And like we have many problems, but guys, the way you guys move, the way you like go through, and you know how to groove. This is another thing. South Africa knows how to play. It's the perfect place for it. It's the perfect place to chill. But there's a pain there you can't overlook. And I think those things can be very inherent to those particular circumstances. Every country, Botswana has something. I mean, granted, it's big bumps. Tanzania has something. In Botswana, everyone in Botswana has bumps. Like, it's just, I don't know what happens.
It's a Southern African thing.
I know. I think it's because they eat so much beef.
No, as somebody, I can attest to this. I've got a homie from Botswana, and he has big bum.
He's stacked.
Oh, it's the dudes.
It's annoying.
It's not even.
It's like... It's not even warm like that here.
It's not even like...
You don't need that much flesh.
Why are you caked? Double cheeked up on a Friday afternoon. It doesn't...
In October in Zambia.
What's the problem?
That's a lot of bums.
What's the matter?
We were talking serious.
It's the tangent.
You know, I had to come through and like remind you it's like a happy family show.
Like lighten the mood, huh? Okay.
No, but what happened is serious, and I was just checking to see what you guys thought about.
No, I feel like...
Wait!
There we go.
No, because we also... I feel like this is as sad as it needs to be. On some lighter note, the Queen isn't dead.
I mean, isn't she?
I think she might be, to be honest.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry if this is actually, that is the reality.
You think the people who write The Crown are listening?
Probably. Hey, you never know. Hey, if you write The Crown, I need you to write some shit into that script.
There are no black people
okay.
in England.
Make Diana's, one of Diana's ladies in waiting black.
How did you grow up knowing her?
Diana.
And yeah.
Oh my God!
What is your experience of Princess Diana?
First of all, my mom had my mom was a seamstress, and she had this huge catalog of like Diana's every outfit, public. And God, I flipped through that thing. No, my favorite thing about Diana was William.
Her son?
Yes.
Tell me.
Oh, I had the biggest crush on that man.
Oh Jesus, I thought this was more like adorable.
No. I had, as a little girl, and I only realize this now, as a little girl, I had the biggest crush on Prince William.
Stop.
Shame, I didn't realize what it was until later on. But yeah, I mean now it doesn't exist, but you know, back then it made sense, I guess.
Me? I love, not essentially and like naturally. I love chaotic good. And for her, I think she was the personification. She was so important to what the structure and the foundation of like the crown had been up till then. They were very distant, very unreachable, and she just humanized it.
She did.
And she loved it, and people loved her.
I feel like she was just trying to be herself within the realms that she, like within the confines of the royalty.
But also,
like, how can I be myself and still kind of respect the crown?
My thing is, towards the end, and especially because, I mean, I won't lie, I have spent quite some time on YouTube, so it would make me seem freakishly, like, enamored by it all.
I mean, it's cool, be you.
My thing is also just when a human person comes to a robot structure and just it makes things heartfelt and emotional. And that heartfelt emotion is by written, because the whole tenant, like the writing on the crown has always been to never explain, never complain. Never explain what happened, never complain about how difficult it is. And you see how she just came here and made things so human, at Landmine Sites, which was a bit, pageanty, and shaking hands with...
pageanty, but like necessary.
I mean, I guess, but the whole shaking hands with an HIV patient, which
honestly,
so
like, obviously you look at it now and you're like, why was this such a big deal?
No, but I mean, back at the time, it's very new.
Exactly. At the time, it's just like...
I love her genuinely, like an auntie I never had. I think my mother sort of really, I grew up with my mother adoring her. And this is sort of instead of an adoration
because she was such a relatable. She was human.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the royal family is like, sure, we all know they're human beings, but like the way that they
do we?
The way that they're presented is what makes us question their humanity.
Oh wow.
It's what makes us question their humanity. And I think Diana's purpose within the royal family was just to remind us that, you know what? There is, like, yes, I am royal, I have this title, I was married to a man that, you know, but I am a human being and I see you and you see me and we can be human.
Mulusaka, you have to Tamanga. Whatever your hustle is, you have to add that little push just so you can come out on top, which means your energy tank always has to be full. Dream Bites is there to refill your stomachs with affordable and delicious meals. We have traditional cuisines like beef goulash, quick grabs like chicken pies, and Dream Bite combos for as low as 40 kwacha. Whatever you do, don't forget to try out our Dream Sub. It's the thing of dreams. So come on through to Dream Bite, located in Long Acres at Hope Media House next to Engine Filling Station. Dream Bite. Taste your dream.
My thing is just that, like, in my age, in the short life I've lived, I'm going to see so many historical events, which includes the Queen dying.
No, it's quite late for us millennials.
That's actually, like, I've seen so much.
We've seen COVID, we've seen Ukraine. We've seen COVID, we've seen
and that's just in the last year.
Russia invade Ukraine. We have seen, what else have we seen? That kind of stuff.
I sort of no, I genuinely, I kind of grew up around, like, because I feel like for boomers that was their trauma. Like, COVID is going to be our trauma and for our kids.
Fair.
For boomers, the HIV, like, AIDS pandemic. I grew up doing HIV poems. AIDS, you killed my mama, you killed my father.
I wish this podcast was like visual because
and you know it's only when you grow up is we realize that even though the fact that we grew up as kids in our primary schools doing these poems was as a result of the, like, people trying to, like, elaborate, like, basically not stigmatize, but like trying to, like, get word out, like, this is how far it went that reached your primary school.
Demythicized.
Yes, and it's also like that's how severe that situation was. We joke about the AIDS and the Sida and the Sarah Point and Madu and like 9,000 different things. It's
Sex
so many
in the
different
city.
things. So yeah, but for me, I'm also just, I don't even know where this thought initially started, but I'm gonna see the Queen die, and like, it's rude, but it's also something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to see that? It's kind of hectic. I didn't know.
Assuming you don't go before she does.
Because
life.
Tinder Swindler. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't yet. We just
have you not?
No.
Have you not?
That you talked about last week.
I thought I had.
This was Tinder Swindler.
Check on this week. Was it Tinder?
Did you not
was
see
it
that?
not Wordle?
Wait, are you in Wordle?
Guys, I think I downloaded the wrong Wordle.
So there's no. First of all, there's no app to go to. We're gonna post the link.
Tick is laughing.
Yeah, because you are actually illiterate. But you go to Wordle. Wordle, you basically enter 5 letters. I always start with the word. I usually start with the word argue because it has 3 vowels in it.
You said this last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it's 5-letter words, and then it shows you obviously to go green on the words that exist inside the word that you are supposed to seek.
Yeah.
But it's really fun and simple. And what my biggest amusement is that spoiler culture has not ruined this game, because usually people tell me things before I need to know them. And somehow, because we all have the same word, world over, we all have the same word to solve in 6 tries. And sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And
Truly.
It's a brilliant game.
It's really a very simple.
I honestly will try to download the right app this time.
There's no app. I will send you the link.
You didn't send it last
I'm
time.
gonna
That's what
send
you
it
said,
now.
and you never sent it.
Illiterate.
But anyhow, you know what? I am hungry as shit, so Orlando Eats is gonna do the thing.
Oh, speaking of, let me tell you. We are very excited. Like, you remember, so last week we had mentioned that we're partnered with a wonderful place called Dream Bites, we initially had the shawarma, I had the chicken, I don't know what you had.
I had the chicken as well because white meat is things.
I mean, sounds racist.
I was actually gonna say that doesn't sound right.
In the first week we had their sub, which is an excellent carb loading, nutritious, very fresh, very sexy, very good time in your mouth situation. This week we've had the nshima and the beef, and you had the T-bone, I had the fish.
Always fish.
I'm a big fish fan.
I'ma always pick white.
Again, Caucasian.
I'ma always pick white meat
I don't know.
over red. Okay, I'm always pick chicken or fish over like beef or anything.
Do
Always.
swing past them. They are located at the bottom of the bridge at Long Acres.
And now, for your convenience, if you have the Orlando Eats app, listen, just go to your Orlando Eats and search. You know how to
Bites.
spell that? Dream Bites. Jesus.
What is the matter with you? Is this the itis?
The food is tasty, okay?
Is this so-
Nah, bro, listen, the food is tasty. You don't even think dream, you just think tasty.
You can't rewrite their entire brand.
I mean, hit me up. I might be able to.
Please do employ her, guys. Hint, quick. But it's an excellent time and it's very, very filling. And this is what we're currently operating on. So it's been a wonderful time to like be in the food happening situation. I'm really
And I
glad
like
that
how
we eat. I'm really glad that we eat. Like, it's really a good time.
No,
Genuinely.
truly, because, guys, Nshima is a vibe. This is all I'm saying. It gives you, there's like a warm, fuzzy thing that goes on about pop. And also because, you're listening to this. If you're listening to this, you might as well. The fish is dope though. Like, get the fish.
Kofi, have you ever been passed over for a promotion before?
I don't know. Yeah.
To whom it may concern,
Here we go.
all you need to be is your very best.
Truly, all day, every day.
The best version of yourself you could possibly be. The kindest person that you could possibly be. Be good to yourself, be good to others. That's the thing that keeps you alive.
Amen and amen.
Yeah.
But you know what? We could talk all day. There's a certain person that wants to just have a mic running the minute we walk through the door, because apparently everything we say is content.
No, because you guys are amazing.
We'll take it. I will take it.
We hire a special team to gas us up so that they can make us feel good about
Call them the
ourselves.
gassers.
But we're very glad. Oh wow, guys! Oh my guys! All this, please don't arrest them. They're not responsible for those gases.
That took you a second.
I did. I'm so sorry. That's too very on topic and very on thingy. What have you been listening to this week or watching?
This week,
What are you doing?
I think the one thing that stuck out to me the most was Earth Gang's what was it called? Amen. Yeah. It features music so child. Does the things. So if you have the time, please do listen to that. We're still creating that playlist of Coffee and Beans.
Yeah, so we'll be
music.
in with you very, very shortly.
Yeah, all of our recommendations.
We're gonna get a really cute Spotify situation going on, and we're looking forward to like giving you a bunch of stuff because as we feel you should as well. And I don't know, it's really a nice not every human, but most human beings. The pursuit of connection is never failing. It doesn't fall far from where we are, and it's really nice to sort of feel things with other people. We're human beings and we create and we like thrive in communities, so we'll get that out to you shortly. I haven't been listening to much. I had a really sad week as I earlier alluded. But it's really nice to like speak to other people and to reach out to everyone who's listening, if you are listening. And yeah, I just want everyone to be kind to themselves and to other people. Not even in an altruistic, like, bullshit type of way. I genuinely just want everyone to, like, vibe with each other and be kind to one another and to yourselves, man.
Yeah,
You do
because
that.
I feel like a lot of us are usually going through a lot of shit. Facts.
The millennial
This
circumstance.
is true.
Yeah.
And I think as far as being nice and considerate of the next person, you really don't know what they're going through. So just imagine they were you, and what is it that you're going through at the moment. It's nice to have just someone be considerate of that and just try to be extra nice to you.
You're
like
extra
it
nice to
really. I feel like
Yeah. Be the person you wish you had when you were in a shitty
exactly.
place.
I always just try to treat people the way that I wish they treated me.
That's cute.
So, yeah.
Like a good Sunday school lesson.
No, exactly. It's really
I'm
the
actually being
Christian.
sarcastic and fucking being rude to you.
No, I know, but I'm gonna take this as a teaching moment anyway, because one of the teachings of Christianity is to love your neighbor as yourself. And if that is the teaching, then we must treat every next person the way that we would want to be treated in whatever moment, whatever space, whatever season we're in. So treat the next person the way that you want to be treated, regardless of how they speak to you or treat you. How would you want to be treated in that moment?
I wish I was dark skinned with good hair.
Well, I know you do.
I just wanted to say that now people can record their responses to the podcast on the Anchor link. That's, if you're listening to this on Anchor, you can record a response and how you felt about the episode.
Yes, we would really, really, really love to know what it is that you think, what you feel. So record that response, and you know what? You never really know. We might be able to play that on the next episode.
Looking forward to it.
I really want to hear what you guys think, though, because, we do this for you. So if you can share with us what you think, then we can figure out how to make this more, I don't know. I want to say palatable, but I think we are palatable, so.
What do you think about the Queen not being dead? What do you feel about Ukraine? What do you feel about,
Yeah, let us
Agenda
know.
swindler.
I was about to give a phone number.
995-888-5377.
0955-6344-537.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'll catch you next week. We're going to be discussing hopefully lighter things because, we are chirpy and fun and shit. So hopefully we have more fun next week as usual when we're going to be
Talking about whatever we're going to be talking about.
exactly.